Pocket squares are one of the new trends that we see in men's personal flowers. So today we're going to create a pocket square that you'll be able to utilize to create that awesome look. It's really easy to do. Hi, I'm Sandy Schreck for LBR Educates. And so what we're going to do is start off with some black satin ribbon. It could be any kind of satin ribbon, but it's just the basic ribbon. And then I'm using a group sympathy card, actually. It's one of the Aristo cards. And then we're going to use the Oasis Uglu strips. Those come in the 1x3 strips. I'm going to start off with just cutting one of those in half and in half again. I've cut off a piece of the ribbon, 2 pieces of the ribbon. And what we're going to do is just turn it to the back side here and then just apply the Uglu strip here to the bottom and to the top. So that's the start of our base, and it's meant to slide into a suit jack pocket. Next, we're going to create some character on here. And here you can see that I've created a couple bases, and I'll use Uglu to add the foliage on so that I can just push it in place, and I'm able to create some motion and depth within it, and also some character on those pieces. The next step, we're going to start gluing on some of the flowers. And I use Uglu strips to apply the foliage and the fillers, and then I'll use the Floral Adhesive from Smithers Oasis to apply the flowers. Here I have a Cymbidium. Just going to pinch that back down and then add a little bit of green trick and a little bit of seeded eucalyptus. I add about a fingertip worth of glue on the back of that. Come in, and so we're just going to bring this in, use it as our primary focal. The green trick helps to add as a stabilizer and also helps to really hide any kind of mechanics. And I'm just going to come in with a little bit of a textural element, adding a little bit of this seeded eucalyptus just as a finishing touch. And so you notice I'm not holding in my hand or pressing down on the flower and standing there. What I'm doing, applying glue, and then I'm going to put it aside and move on to my next one. You know, I see many times, I see somebody holding in their hand and they're pressing it down, and it's really more labor intensive. So there's no need to do that. You press the flower into place, finish it up, take a look that your glue is covered up, and then I move on to my next one. So I do multiples of the Boutonnieres or corsage and Boutonnieres and put them aside, and then once we finish, then we'll spray them with finishing touch or crowning glory, and then package them and kind of do it more assembly line. So it's a much more efficient way to utilize your time. Here I'm using 2 succulents, and again, I'm putting a generous amount on, and I know that I'm going to be able to hide that glue with a few of the other elements that I'm adding in. So like here I can see a little bit of glue down in there. Just gonna use a little bit of this green ball. Come in. It'll act as a stabilizer and also just a clean mechanic. So on here we want to add just another little textural element. I've got a little bit of the Hypericum berry and mimics pearls. So it just gives this a little bit of an upgrade. Come in there, take a look, make sure I don't see any glue, and I'm good to go. Another option for a mechanic would be an Aspidistra leaf. And on here, what I've done is cut off the bottom, and then I've taken my knife and ran down the spine and removed that so that I have a pliable surface. I'm going to take that Sympathi card again. So Aspidistra leaves will fold and not turn brown. So you are able to utilize that as a surface. Now this one's popping up a little bit, so I could put a strip of Uglu in there. Just the natural materials causing a little bit of tension. So I'm just gonna come in, add a little piece of Uglu in there, bring it down so I get a little bit more of a flat surface to be able to glue my flowers to. So here we're going to put two together and then clip off the bottom, and that is going to give us a more uniform look on that. And when you have just these small pieces, all those little details really matter. So here I actually have a little bit of glue. I moved a flower, I touched it down and then picked it up. So I'm just gonna sneak another leaf in here to cover that glue up. So here's our creative pocket square designs. You can see it doesn't take a lot of product, and you really can create a unique presentation for your customers. And the ease of use of them just being able to slip that card into their suit jacket pocket is going to bring smiles to their faces. Well, I hope I inspired you today to create some fabulous florals. If you like this, make sure and subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and take a look at our LBR playlist that is featuring wedding and corsage ideas for more creative solutions for your customers. Thanks, I'm Sandy Schreck for LBR Educates.